Not too much, just a little bit. I want to ask you a question that cuts deep into the soul of every Indian. And it's a simple and straightforward question, viewers. Should it take a film to unearth the story of a patriot? Let me say that again. Why does it take a film to bring out the story of a patriot? Viewers, the name is C Sankaran Nair, a man who stared down the British Empire, who shook its foundations, who paid a price most would shudder to imagine. Why has his name, his courage, his legacy been reduced to a whisper, buried under decades of selective memory? This is not just a story of one man's betrayal. It's a commentary on how we as a nation have failed to honor those who fought for our freedom. Viewers, let me set the stage for you. The year is 1919. The Jallianwala Bagh massacre has just scarred the conscience of India. Hundreds of men, women, children gunned down in cold blood on orders of General Dyer. The British tried to smother the truth, impose censorship, enforce martial law. Here comes C Sankaran Nair, the only Indian on the Viceroy's Executive Council, a position of power few Indians could dream of under the colonial rule. But when Sankaran Nair learns of the massacre, he doesn't hesitate. He resigns in protest, a decision that forces the British to act. Martial law ends and the Hunter Commission is formed to investigate. Viewers, one man's courage cracks open the empire's wall of silence. But Sankaran Nair does not stop there. He takes his fight to the heart of the empire in London. He points the fingers at Punjab's Lieutenant Governor for enabling the massacre and the brutality. The British strike back with a libel suit, dragging Nair into an English courtroom before an English judge, an English jury. Viewers, just imagine, the deck is stacked. The odds impossible. Sankaran Nair loses, faces ruinous damages. The British officer offers to waive the penalty if Sankaran Nair apologizes. But Sankaran Nair, the former president of the Indian National Congress, a man forged in principle, refuses to budge. His defiance ensures the massacre's horrors echo in the British Parliament, with even Winston Churchill calling it a monstrous act. Viewers, Sankaran Nair's stand fuels the fire of India's freedom struggle. This is the story we were not told. Why? Why did we not know about Sankaran Nair? Why isn't Nair's name etched in every school book? Why is his legacy not celebrated in every town square, every district? Viewers, here's the bitter truth. The Congress party, which Nair once led as president in 1897, betrayed him. His crime, very simply, was independence of his thought. His intellectual courage, his principled stance clashed with Congress's shifting priorities. Sankaran Nair was sidelined, his contribution erased for speaking the truth. Congress could not tolerate a patriot whose moral clarity exposed its own compromises. While Nehru was lionized, Sankaran Nair was consigned to oblivion. No statues, no memorials, no mention is Congress's glowing tributes to itself. So much so that even in the Kerala Congress office, his photo appears. There you see. After Indira and Rajiv Gandhi, viewers, the Congress under Rahul Gandhi is waking up to passing resolution to reclaim Sardar Patel's legacy. Another patriot it marginalized for decades. But what about Sankaran Nair? A man who sacrificed everything, career, wealth, reputation, to hold the British tyranny accountable. Viewers, it is a stinging irony that a British MP is demanding apology from the UK government for the blood-soaked atrocities of 1919, while we in India remain blissfully ignorant of the man who forced that reckoning decades ago. How painfully poetic that the descendants of the empire, he challenged, honor the massacre's memory more than we honor the patriot who made it impossible to forget it. Viewers, if the Congress truly seeks redemption, Rahul Gandhi, who talks about Nyay, must ensure that Sankaran Nair, who stood for justice and truth, gets his due. Better late than never.
This is a chronic behavior that Congress has had. Take the case of Sardar Patel. Now they are passing a resolution. While they manipulated the situation, they ensured that he was not the first Prime Minister of India. In the same case with Mr. Nair. So these are games that they played. Congress writes history according to what they want and not for what the people want.
Yes, I know. He was first Malayali Congress president here. Our leaders, Indira ji, Rajiv ji, they give up lives for this country. And C Sankaran Nair, sir, is a great respected Congress president of the pre-independence era. During 1897, he was the president of Congress. So maybe we don't have that touch to him, that is there. But we respect him. We are given the respectful place in our office for his photo.
Let's open this up. Rahul Ishwar will be joining us shortly. Jimsa Abraham is an author. Dr. Ranganathan, I want you to tell us, and I want to first admit that I had not heard of C Sankaran Nair until a few days ago.
Look, there were two people, Pranesh, who exposed Mahatma Gandhi for what he was, systematically and methodically, writing brilliant books on this theme, Gandhi and Gandhism and Gandhi and anarchy. There were two people who opposed the Quit India movement, calling it irresponsible and insane and displaying bankruptcy of statesmanship by a prophet of a dark age. There were two people who dared to criticize the Mopla rebellion and Gandhi's role in it. And both these people paid a heavy price. And they were Dr. Ambedkar and Mr. C Sankaran Nair. Fact is, in this country, you can only be considered a great Indian and a freedom fighter if you suck up to Mahatma Gandhi and his Andhbhakts and adhere to their psychopathic rendering of Indian history, where villains become heroes and heroes turn into villains. Now we know what there is to know about the amazing bravery of Mr. Nair in the wake of the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. But little is known about his exposure of the Mopla rebellion, so please give me a minute to expose that. The Mopla rebellion was jihad by another name, an attempt to convert Darul Harb to Darul Islam, and no one understood this better than Ambedkar and Nair. In the Mopla rebellion, it was in fact Gandhi who pinched his nose and plunged into the murky waters of religious appeasement and terror. And it was Ambedkar and Nair who saw through Gandhi. The Muslims, they said, preached the doctrine that India under the British government was Darul Harb. The aim was to establish the kingdom of Islam. Roads were blocked, telegraph lines cut, and the railway destroyed in a number of places. Khilafat flags were flown, and Arnad and Varulana were declared Khilafat kingdoms. The Hindus were visited by a dire fate at the hands of the Moplas: massacres, forcible conversion, desecration of temples, foul outrages upon women, such as ripping open pregnant women, pillage, arson, destruction. In short, all the accompaniments of brutal and unrestrained barbarism were perpetrated freely by the Moplas upon the Hindus until such time as troops could be hurried to the task of restoring order through a difficult and extensive tract of the country.
Right.
This was not a Hindu-Muslim riot. This was a massacre. To Ambedkar and Nair's horror, Gandhi laid the blame squarely on the Hindus. Hindus, said the Mahatma, must find out the causes of Mopla fanaticism. They will find that they are not without blame. They have hitherto not cared for the Moplas, unquote. Muslim leaders themselves agreed with Ambedkar and Nair that this was jihad. Maulana Hasrat Mohani, the eulogized freedom fighter and a friend of Mahatma, and one who coined the slogan Inqilab Zindabad, justified the massacre of Hindus by saying that this was Islamic jihad, and according to the rules of jihad, those who help the enemy become enemies themselves. Just 10 seconds. Shockingly, Gandhi was conciliatory towards Maulana. There is no greater nationalist or a greater lover of Hindu-Muslim unity than Maulana. Even so, said Gandhi, it is more necessary for a Hindu to love the Mopla and the Muslim more when the latter is likely to injure him or has already injured him. Why should a single Hindu have run away on account of more when the latter is likely to this thing? There was sheer lunacy out there on display. The Mahatma was beseeching the Hindus to hold their ground even as they were being hunted down and butchered. We have paid such a heavy price, Pranesh, for ignoring Ambedkar and Nair and eulogizing Gandhi. And we continue to pay that price.
Ravi Srivastav, I am coming to you, but let me bring in Jimsa Abraham. Mr. Abraham, thank you for joining us. Why has the Congress erased the legacy of C Sankaran Nair? I think you're on mute.
Firstly, Pranesh, thank you for having me. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
All right. I do not understand why we have this hullabaloo of the Congress airbrushing Nair sir from its history. In fact, his actions and his contributions towards Indian freedom struggle is firmly entrenched in the Congress's history. So why do we have this debate in the first place? I fail to understand.
I'll tell you, sir. Just look at the TV screen. If you have a screen in front of you, look at a photo wall in which Mr. Sankaran Nair's photo is right at the end of a corner. And who are the people in photo before him? You have Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi. What chronology is this? I don't know. What does it tell you? The Congress headquarters in Thiruvananthapuram is called Indira Bhavan. You could have called it Sankaran Bhavan, something else, as a tribute to him. And you know, I have in my hands a profile of Sankaran Nair. This is taken from the Congress website, the main Congress website. And I'm sorry to tell you that Wikipedia has more information about Sankaran Nair than the Congress website. This is what the Congress has done. You're still in denial?
I still fail to understand what denial we are talking about, since Congress had always plenty to choose from. Now, you started by talking about why Sankaran sir's picture is at the end of the line. Well, let me start by telling you that he was the first Congress and the only Congress president from Kerala, which is why he is placed sequentially in one side. So I do not understand why there is a
What is this sequence?
having a picture in the first place.
No,
Please,
sir.
let me
I
answer
don't
to your
know. 1
question.
minute. What is this sequence that What is this sequence that he is at the last and then you have Indira and Rajiv before him, sir?
All right. So let me ask you a question. Can we talk about Sanjay Joshi, the BJP Secretary General from?
Okay, that's your best defense. Is that your best defense, Mr. Abraham? If that is indeed the case, then I'm sorry, sir. You know, this is precisely what I wanted to highlight, and I'm glad you've brought it up. You see, one question, one uncomfortable question that exposes the family first mindset of the Congress party, and you resort to this. Ravi Srivastav, sir, what is this tribute to a patriot?
See, that tribute, first of all, is you are repeatedly naming Mr. Rajiv Gandhi and Srimati Indira Gandhi. Both gave the life for this nation. They both were martyred. They both were killed. So they definitely have a priority over others. No doubt about it. Now, second thing is that, yes, I also heard about the Chittoor Sankaran through your this report only. And I have gone through in detail. Yes, he was. There are several gems of in parties who are there, who have not been picked up like this, who have been forgotten. I admit with you that Congress has erred if they have not acknowledged them or they have not given them the due honor.
And I'll tell you, sir, एक और चीज़ है सुन लीजिए रवि श्रीवास्तव जी सुन लीजिए sir. It's not just about the placement of the photo. It's about this mindset that जो आपने बोला Sonia Gandhi, Indira Gandhi, I beg your pardon, Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi died for the country. Sir, do you know how many people died in Jallianwala Bagh? This man fought for them. इनका contribution नहीं है?
I'm not declining that.
Then why are you saying?
Yes,
then why are you saying this? And why couldn't why couldn't the Congress have named the Congress headquarters after him, sir? Or found place, in Delhi for a memorial? Rahul Ishwar, you are from Kerala.
Yeah, just two submissions. First of all, I am proud to belong to the land of C Sankaran Nair, who is a great hero who should have been hailed. And please remember, it is people like Jimsa and Ravi Srivastava, sir, that should be telling Congress. If they have not heard about C Sankaran Nair, that itself is the part of the problem. See, nobody recollects such a great hero who has sacrificed so much for our nation. See, that's the reason why I'm a Gandhian. But Sri Sankaran Nair proudly disagreed with Gandhi and rightly said, I disagree with his policy. Gandhi is a man of high character and motives. He is self-sacrificing, but I disagree with the policy. This is how the leaders were seen with each other. But what happened is, post-independence, all the other leaders, especially who are more to the right of the spectrum, were sidelined. Even Sardar Patel was sidelined until Modi ji came and placed him in a bigger pedestal. So the issue with Congress is all the people who are to the nationalistic spectrum were sidelined in favor of the people who are more of the left liberal people. That's the reason why Congress has gone lopsided.
This is not about left and right. This is not about Hindu and Muslim, Rahul Ishwar. Don't confuse. No. Sir, why are we complicating a thing? It's about a patriot. Look what they did to Sardar Patel, Netaji Bose, Dr. Ambedkar, and now this Tuhin Sinha.
Well, Pranesh, Chetur Sankaran Nair ji is one of the most courageous sons of Bharat Mata, extremely erudite, and was selfless to the cause of fighting General Dyer after the Jallianwala Bagh. So first of all, let me take a moment to pay my heartfelt tributes to him. Now, I feel very shocked that after being a member of parliament for 6 years, the Gandhi siblings had perhaps not heard about him. You being in the studio in Delhi, I can still understand. But if you have been a member of parliament from Kerala for 6 years and you're not aware of his greatness, you're not aware of his work, that only shows how detached the Gandhi siblings are from the politics of India. And even today, they had a chance to redeem themselves. They should have actually passed a resolution in Ahmedabad honoring the legacy of Sankaran Nair ji, but they did not. So it only shows that Congress has always been selective in honoring its heroes. And I think the list is very long. My friend Anand, Anand mentioned about Ambedkar ji being given the Bharat Ratna in 1991. Not only that, even Maulana Azad got Bharat Ratna in 1992.
That's right. There are too many examples. But Dr. Ranganathan, what does it tell you about the mindset?
Of things out here, I think the rather erudite spokesperson of the Congress must be asked that why is it that two of our greatest Indians, Sardar Patel and Dr. Ambedkar, were never awarded a Bharat Ratna under the Congress governments for 40, 50 years. I mean, what does that show? So let's be honest about it. If you have heard, let's be honest rather than saying, oh, no, we always respected the legacy. But again, I say this, and much to the ire, I hope not, of my good friend and brother Tuhin. Yes, the Congress has disrespected the legacy of a lot of our freedom fighters. And yes, the BJP has rightly appropriated some of those and also respected the legacy of a lot of our freedom fighters. A lot of books have been written. Tuhin himself has written books that I did not know any about those, amazing people. So has Vikram Sampath. But I have to ask this. In the last 11 years, have any BJP member of parliament ever mentioned Mr. C Sankaran Nair once?
Tuhin, that's for you.
Well, I don't think that's a fair demand, because we have only one member of parliament from Kerala at this point of time. But you can rest assured that our politics is based on, in giving our cultural legacy its due. Not just one or two tribal freedom fighters, more than 100 tribal freedom fighters have been recognized, have been duly acknowledged in the last 11 years. Similarly, if somebody is left out and some icon has been left out, I can assure you that those would be equally acknowledged in the time to come. We are not like the Congress party who has robbed Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose of his greatness. We are not like the Congress party which did not give a chance to Sardar Patel despite almost all the Congress party and the entire Congress party rooting for him to become the Prime Minister in 1946. We are a different party and we will honor the legacy of Sankaran Nair. In fact, why only, I think I can take you back 300 years. Lachit Borphukan in Assam,
the point is that people who are not aware, and now that they are aware, they should at least make amends. And Dr. Ranganathan, would it be wrong to ask either the government or Congress leaders in their personal capacity to write to the UK government to demand a formal apology for Jallianwala Bagh massacre?
No, I think Tuhin, with due respect to him, I think he misunderstood the point I was trying to make. Of course, I myself acknowledge BJP has rightly commemorated and also celebrated, eulogized a lot of our forgotten heroes. Yes. The point I'm trying to make is that Mr. Nair was not just a hero for Kerala. He resigned from his exalted position because of something that happened in Punjab. So this is not Kerala-centric specific that only MPs from Kerala must remember him. No. Everyone must remember him.
So it is about honoring a patriot. You're right. But Mr. Abraham, is it too much for Congress to, at least acknowledge, that yes, we made a mistake, but we will make amends, at least pass a resolution, or, if that is too much, then write a letter to the UK government demanding a formal apology?
Nathan has rightly pointed out a couple of points. Actually, let me start with one, not honoring Balsahib Ambedkar in the first place. We should have given him a Bharat Ratna. It was long overdue, especially when he was alive. That's a mistake from the Congress party. It was an oversight that cannot be forgiven, especially since two of our prime ministers had given themselves the Bharat Ratna. So let's not forget that. Secondly, to the BJP, Dr. Anand Ranganathan again rightly pointed out, why did Sir Sankaran Nair's name, why was it not mentioned in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha? You don't need...
No, Mr. Abraham, I'll tell you, while Dr. Ranganathan can ask that question, it's a bit rich if someone from the Congress says that, because you see, the moment they do it, you will say the BJP is now trying to appropriate one of our own leaders that the Congress party has forgotten. So, instead of questioning the BJP, Mr. Abraham, you should tell me, what do you think now that, the story of C Sankaran Nair is out? What should the Congress do at the very least to honor his legacy?
Well, that's a deep question to ask somebody who is just a primary member of the Congress party. I think the leadership should firmly take note of what's going on, the narrative that's been built. And
that deep question will be asked by someone who's right at the top of the structure in Congress. Ravi Srivastava ji, sir, क्या करना चाहिए अब जब ये कहानी बाहर आई है, तो कांग्रेस पार्टी को क्या करना चाहिए, sir?
The Congress party must act on it. If they must do something, they put up a statue or they must commemorate him with some national honor or something like that.
ये देखिए आप कैसे बोल रहे हैं, put up a statue. Have you seen that video of Rahul Gandhi, what he does with statues? वो देखिएगा आप. I don't want to say anything more, but you should watch that video if you've not seen it already. Rahul Ishwar, as someone from Kerala, what do you want to tell the Congress party?
This is a point I totally agree with Anand Ranganathan, who I respectfully disagree with. See, Anand ji is very right in saying Congress party should acknowledge it. See, they have a great legacy of leaders and they don't belong to the present day Congress too. They were part of the larger national movement. And many people were sidelined, ignored, overlooked. I think what Jimsa did is an honest aspect of a Congress member. They should come forward, own up their mistake. They should honestly acknowledge that they were only looking at one strand of leaders and ignoring others.
You are calling it a mistake. Mr. Abraham says it is an oversight. Okay, Ambedkar was an oversight. What about Sardar Patel? What was that?
Pranesh, can I come in?
Okay, 30 seconds, Dr. Ranganathan.
Yeah, no, I think credit where due. I think I really applaud Jimsa, Mr. Abraham, for saying something so candidly and frankly. But I fear he might be shortly joining Sanjay Jha in becoming another suspended member, but I hope that doesn't happen. But, again, just 10 seconds, I wanted to, because Tuhin, my good friend, is a member of the BJP. Tuhin, the time has come for us or the government or the state or Indians in general to start prescribing books. For example, like your exposing, the things, heroes that we have forgotten, Vikram Sampaths. These are the things, if we do not read them, how will we know about them? These are the heroes that we must know, and we cannot know unless you do something about the education system and what is being taught.
Tuhin, you have the last word.
Well, that's work in progress over the years in various, at various levels in the curriculum, school curriculum. These heroes, the contribution of their contribution to the freedom movement have been incorporated, and that's work in progress all the time. If Sankaran Nair ji's name has not been taken by any member of parliament or BJP in the parliament, you can rest assured that omission is entirely unintentional, unlike of the Congress party, which there is no way the Congress party does not know of its previous Congress presidents. So that omission
that's
from
a
our
good point.
part
In fact, I want to read from, this printout that I've taken from the website of the Congress party, the section past presidents. There's this one line, it says, his official life from 1908 to 1921. Mark the years, viewers. 1908 to 1921 interrupted his activities as a free political worker. This reads like an apology. This should be corrected immediately, it'll take less than a primary member of the Congress party to make changes. We've run out of time. I thank all of you for joining us. The news hour with Navika Kumar on the other side.